Hi, welcome back to my channel, Ascended Empress 3. I'm Stacy, and we're going to do an energy check for the Empress Collective. I'm excited. So I want to check what energies will benefit you at this week ahead. We have the South Node, Leo, and the Ninth House. So it says travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law and religion, cross-cultural relationships or relations, learning, and ethics. And Leo is about outward expression, courage, creativity, pleasure, strength, and determination. So I feel like putting that first. Yeah, just expanding, going for it. All right, so that's awesome. The South Node. I wish I would explain it here, but I don't have it. I just know what it is. But so look up the South Node, like look up the placements. I feel like you would get a little bit more information about it. And let's start with Mother Isis. Let's see what messages she has for you this week. What to keep on mind. These are really rough too. How was your last week? I feel like a lot of the collective is shifting. So it's almost like this is the time to act. I hope you guys are feeling that energy. If not, you know, this is, wow, initiation. This is the initiation. This is the call for you to step forward and do it. Spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady Isis. So right now, the masculine and feminine are being put to test. Are you going to be able to uphold the balance of it? Should I put it here? Let's move this. I'm going to do this here. Alrighty. Is that good? It's weird. Okay. So that's the energy for right now, for the weekend. Now, actually, let me read it. Initiation. I hope you can hear me good. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. The mic is a little bit further. Hey, hey. Alrighty. I'll speak louder. How about that? Oops. I have a couple in here that I didn't take out. Sorry, guys. This doesn't have the guide of it. Let's see in the beginning. Maybe they do. Okay. 80. It does have it. Okay. So when you are being spiritually initiated into the mysteries of light, love, and power, there are moments of deep challenge. The key is to find the light within the challenge, the learning, growth, or wisdom that can be summoned to turn the challenge into an opportunity for healing. Whilst the scorching heat of Ra seeks to burn through any resistance, the Lady Isis, with compassion and cleverness, will protect you from burning and instead enable you to be nourished and grow from the light of Ra. Let Isis help you pass the test of intense growth as you thrive through new life. So you might be under a stage of shifting, and you might feel like you've had enough testing. You know, you're just like, I've had it, no more testing. But let's see. Let's start today. Since you're being initiated, let's look at your internal self. We'll do a journal prompt if you feel called to as well. Oops. Alrighty. Alright. What is the shadow blind spot? Ooh, I guess it's not a blind spot, but I feel like the shadow right now is tapping into the sage. You've gained so much knowledge from the challenges that you've been through that you're being called forward to use that higher perspective that you've been able to learn, to tap into. And the sage, it acts as a guide for other people. So I feel like you're going to be called to be teaching people, to step into the role of teaching. You could be a male or a female, but that's something within that it feels like you might be called to pull it out. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Let's see any other messages for the self. Let's see what the story is. Let's do past, present, future, 3 layers each. Let's do past. No, hold on, I'm so sorry. Let's do past, present, future. Alrighty, so Knave of Pentacles. So perhaps you used to, actually, let me read it. I want to say overly spend, or, not being on top of your finances. Knave of Pentacles. Also, if you're feeling any tension in your body, I feel like I just felt like something being tight, and remember to like release it. It feels like you might be in the process of releasing that as well. Transactions, proposals, and brilliant ideas. So yeah, it feels like your finances were probably just like downhill in the past. Right now you're at 4 of chalices, so you might be offered with an opportunity. And let's see the future. Oh, we got 2. Ooh, we got Knight of Wands and Knight of Wands, and then 9 of Pentacles. So I feel like you're having inspired action that's gonna give you bread, and significantly independence. If before you weren't good with the finances, it feels like right now you've taken the cup, you've taken the opportunity, the miracle that's come from God, and what you've manifested, because it feels that's what the energies have been in the past. You've been trying to manifest something, and it feels like you're ready to take action, or you will be in this upcoming week. Let's see for past. Let's clarify past. Let's do one at a time. Okay. Let's clarify past. That's the same. I might take it. It's the same cards. Okay. So going through a transition, you died of some, we got the Death, the Tower, and the 10 of Discs. So it feels like you had to do like a crazy turnaround in your career, in your business, in your family, and the old you had to completely die. Everything around you just completely vanished. So it feels like along with that, you could have had like a loss of money if that was like your finances, attached to your finances, or yeah. Let's see the 4 of Cups, 9 of Wands. So you've endured something, and that's why this is coming to you. It's almost like the balance, the divine retribution to you getting that opportunity. You worked hard for it, so it's almost like it's coming back. It's being paid out to you. And then for the future, is you're following intuition. It's not just action, and you're acting from a balanced place, because the 9 of Pentacles is someone who's highly stable. Even though you might not have that stability, let's say if it doesn't reflect your bank account, if it doesn't reflect the look of completely independent and stuff, but it feels like it's the energy. So you're embodying, you're following your intuition, and with the High Priestess. All right, I'm gonna triple check. I'm just gonna do cross references, okay? All right, so let's see past. What's another layer? Queen of Swords. So yeah, so I think at some point you had to put barriers. You had to put the boundaries up. It feels like that's goes with the timeline of the past few weeks. Putting boundaries, it feels like you finally embodied this energy of the Queen of Swords. And even if you had to cut off your family or something, you just had to make that transition. You just had to cut off whatever it was to protect the transition that you're going through. Let's see the Four of Cups and then turns. Knight of Swords. So movement. Nine of Wands. Of Swords. It's so funny saying 9 and Knight. Knights and 9. So it's almost like something swiftly moving, fast. The change just probably, like in the present, it feels like you probably feel like there's no time. You might be acting really quick. You might be on the go right now. In the future, we have the Three of Swords. So it feels like you're performing some type of alchemy. I feel like this heartbreak, this pain, this letdown, whatever it is, you're using it to alchemize. It helped you tap into your intuition. And it feels like now you're using it as inspiration. And from there, you're becoming your own agent. If this was about a relationship, it's like it's no longer holding you down. You're seeing it from a different perspective. Oh, from that higher perspective. That's that intuition. You know? How do I do this? Okay, yeah. That higher perspective and the Sage. So I feel like you're going to start to use your intuition and how to move forward with that. Let's see how your heart is at the moment. Yeah, you're self-focused, you're soul-finding. It feels like you've completely learned from the experience. You're prioritizing nourishing yourself. It feels like you're fully embodying the Queen of Swords and the Sage, which it makes it a really nice balance. The Sage is someone that knows, it uses the intellect, is not so emotional. It sees the higher wisdom. It sees the deeper lessons. Soul finding, yeah. So right now it says, I like you, but you're on your south node. I feel like this came out last time. I'm not gonna front. So it feels like you're, anything that could potentially look like it could break your heart, you're almost knowing how to navigate from that because you're using your intuition in the future. This is how you're stepping forward. It's almost like you're not going to be paying mind to things, and you're just going to be single and embrace your fire. Just move to, like, just travel. Maybe if you're single, you could be going to travel by yourself and following your intuition wherever the wind blows. So we had practice forgiveness, the self and the others. And in doing so, it feels like that's a form of self-healing and self-care. And it's more for you as well because you let go of this Nine of Wands. So you could be in the process of this in the moment. Like letting that like tension away from your body. And you're also protecting your inner child. So it feels like you're moving forward with full self-love, with boundaries, with the right things on mind. Let's see what archetype comes out for the viewer. Another type of confirmation for the person viewing this right now. Oh, it feels like I want to pull one out, but it feels like nope. All right, so the seed, I keep seeing the seed. So we have the Destroyer, which is the Tower. This is the past. This is perhaps you've had to destroy everything. You went within. You've tapped into the King, which is your masculine energy. That fire comes out again. Taking action, going for it. And the seed, it's almost like you're watering. You're watering the seed that's guiding you, the seed of faith, the seed that you want to grow, or you're tapping into that, and the seed of being the Sage, All right, let's see. In what examples does this pertain to? I mean, we already have like love. This is the self. But what's another blind spot that we're not seeing here for the self? For the areas that this was affecting you. Chaos, instability, unrest, unpredictability, and corruption. What about that? Cunning, perseverance, fearlessness, survival, and freedom. It feels like you're going from survival mode to and complete chaos to complete freedom. That's what it's literally showing. Chaos, the tower, the tower as well. To complete freedom. You're persevering. It feels like now you have that. Yeah. How many minutes? 15 minutes. Let's see. Anything else for the self? Displacement. Yeah, you're going from a place of perhaps not fitting in. I feel like you got tired of like having to explain yourself, having to not feel like you belong in the world, in the spaces that you worked in your home. And it feels like you finally chose yourself. You're listening to the higher self while protecting your inner child, which is, there's a crazy balance in order to be doing that. And then we have balance in energy, honesty, and emotions. It feels like you finally become honest about displaces and displacement. Displaces and the instability that perhaps some people were causing you, the heartbreaks that it was like a continuous thing. It's like, how are you going to heal your heart when things around you continue to trigger you, hurt you, sometimes on purpose too. So that's what we have for the week ahead. Let's see the outcome. The outcome, it says you're just going to be taking action with your intuition and focusing on the higher perspective. And so it also came out the Ace of Cups and the Hangman, which it could be if you get like an overflow of emotions, feel free to take like a little break, reflect on it, and surrender to that emotional feeling. Like if you feel, and if this is romantic, if you feel emotions for someone, try to also surrender to the feeling. Like let it guide you. Take a look at that seed, surrender to that, to what this could be. You know what I mean? Let the fantasy kind of like roam, and don't limit yourself, because if in the past you were limited, it feels like you're going to naturally be limiting yourself because so-and-so said so. So it's a really tricky part, because we also have the king. So tapping into the king energy, it's almost like, it feels like you're balanced. You have the Queen of Swords, you have the king, and then you also have the intuition, the priestess. So you're very balanced. I'm not going to front. It feels like there's no bad things going on here. Perhaps if you feel like some type of energy coming at you, or lingering sensations of being like misdisplaced, or like you don't fit in, or but work on the fear of missing out. Like, and then we have six of Pentacles at the bottom, which is like you're generally going to be moving towards a connection, any connection that's going to be giving you that equal exchange. Okay, I'm going to do a reading on top of this. So let's see how that goes. So let's look at let's see at career. Okay, let's look into the career. How does career play in the past, present, future, one at a time? Oh, we got two. Okay, so we go from 5 of Pentacles to 9 of Cups. So we go from a lack mindset in the career to happiness. All right. Oh, no. You go from, so this is a past. So you had to make a decision. Let's go one by one. How about that? So I used that one. Let's use this one to verify. Let's see. 5 of Pentacles. Prince of Swords. So yeah, you had to make a decision. You had to use your mind, and obviously you had to really think about it. You were just like, okay, like, do I stay here or do I not? And we have the the 10 of swords. So the worst came to worst, and then you had to make a choice. That's the past. That's where you just came out of. I would love to do this one by one. Let's see. What does this pertain to? Career. But it could have been just like something that you thought it was going to last in career. It was just like something that was assured. It assured your future. But it could have also been connected to a love dynamic. Maybe you worked with someone you dated, or something happened in your work environment. Who knows? Okay, let's see the present. How is your present in regards to career? Nope, that's too much. Is this backwards? It's backwards. Hold on. Okay, how's the present? The viewer's present on career. Let's see. How's the viewer's present? Oh, we ended up getting like a bunch, actually. All right, so we got 4 of Swords. Meditating. Having to take a breather, having to take a rest. So after that, it feels like now you're being more careful about. Right now, you're having to be more careful about your actions. We have the Empress, the 2 of Cups, and the 7 of Swords. So I feel like you stepped into this energy, this higher energy. You have the Queen of Swords. The Priestess from the South. It feels like you're embodying in career, you're embodying the Empress energy, which is complete CEO. You're balancedly, pouring into the things that you like, pouring into yourself and pouring into your job, pouring into, and the 7 of Swords is giving me that you're being careful, you're being thoughtful about where your ideas are going, where your attention is going, and you're acting from a balanced place with the 4 of Swords as well. Did that come out too? Yeah, all of these came out. So I feel like wow, this is a very beautiful energy. You guys are, I love y'all. You guys are doing great. Who is this? Okay, so let's clarify that one. The present for the week ahead. How's the collective? Leaving something behind as well. So you're being aware of what you're just from here on out. You had to leave something behind, and you're also acting very carefully, very strategically, astutely. It's not fishy. It's not tricky. No, you're very smart. I feel like you're, as the Queen of Swords, you're still in that there's a lot of swords. Page of Swords, Prince of Swords. Yeah, I feel like you're just highly intellectual, man or female. I feel like you're doing good, bro. Girl, Empress, yo. Okay, let's see. Let's see the next one. Let's see how the outcome will be for the future, for this week ahead. What's the outcome for this week ahead? You could be presented with something that's going to make you leave something behind. So you could have like an ultimatum if this hasn't happened to you yet. If you haven't left anything behind, this means you could be leaving something behind, loading the burden, stop carrying the burden, and then just listening to your emotional self and just breaking the whatever it was, or making a new promise with yourself. For the future, we have Ace of Pentacles, so a new beginning, a new financial beginning. We have the Knave of Swords. Let me see that one real quick before I speak. Lawyer, spy, messaging code, hostile intention. So a new beginning. Queen of Pentacles and the Knave of Wands. Wow, 2 knaves. I feel like those are messengers here. Yeah, those are the messengers. A message in code. Something could come and give you some type of stability. Someone could be giving you your flowers, writing you a note, a letter. Knave of Wands. You could be given your final notice of work. You could be also presenting something. If you're going to be doing like a plan of investment or something, a financial beginning. Knave of Wands. I want to say, as an artist, you could be putting something into, yeah, you're going to be creating something. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're going to as well, and putting it on paper, putting it on camera, putting it in a book, writing it, typing it, whatever it is. Knave of Wands, that's like a passion. That's like a creative. Messenger, friend, scribe, news. It could be a writer, it could be a painter. So you're going to be creating something with that, a new plan for work, a new creative endeavor. I wonder what you're going to do, but it's coming from the Queen of Pentacles. It's coming from a balanced place. Guys, I'm feeling really good. This is really amazing. And I'm really not like, I don't like to exaggerate. So this makes me really happy. So the challenge could be feeling like you're rotten. We got the Princess of Discs. And perhaps having a little bit of the resistance coming in, a little bit of that lingering sensation from the self that it could come across in regards to self. It's like, is this going somewhere? You know, like, is this going to be showing fruit? Because we also have the seed that came out from the self. So it's almost like, but the key is to transmute it. I feel like you're either gonna, if you don't do this, basically, is this a threat? Okay. If you don't do this, it feels like it's something meant to be turned into a diamond. And you need to transmute it. Look at how the princess, yeah, is using that, and there's a crystal up here over her head. She's doing something with her hands, and then she's holding it, almost presenting it to the world, almost presenting it to the divine. So I feel like you're being called for that purpose. Let's see. At the bottom we have the 8 of Wands. So it's really fast. The Strength. It's really fast, and you're following your highest excitement, ideally. Yeah, we got the 10 of Swords at the bottom. The Death. I feel like you had to walk away from any desires, any addictions, any struggles that were just like keeping you stuck. Once you saw the truth, it feels like you said goodbye to that. Yeah, and you went for your dreams. So it feels like right now you're going towards your dreams. If you haven't yet, and you've been feeling it, this is a confirmation that I feel like you're going to be all set by following your dreams. All right, so Page of Wands. There's another page. Another of Wands. Yeah, it's like that, working towards this. And I'm telling you, you will be struggling. Maybe not. I mean, like, changing. I feel like you're changing your thought process. Yeah. You're changing your thought process now. It feels like you're working hard to change and rewire your brain. Wow. I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like this is what's going to help you little by little get out of the lack mindset, get out of the lack mindset came out, yes. But also your self-worth, perhaps like the confusion, the fogginess, the indecision, the mental struggle. I feel like you're just being called to get focused on doing something. And this is another 9 of Wands, which is just like to endure this, work hard at it. But it's almost like the wounded warrior as well. So it's almost like use that energy to propel you forward. It's like the underdog. Let's see what comes out for this. For career. Birth a new way to love. So I feel like you're being called to birth a new way to love yourself, obviously. But love the things that you're doing, the career. How can that transpire in what you're doing? Ask for permission. It feels like, okay, so two things. You don't need to ask for permission. You're like, if you're independent, for, you know, if you work for yourself, if you do that, you don't need to ask for permission to exist. Give yourself the room to exist. Like, give yourself the permission, right? But also the boundaries. Because of the Queen of Swords, it feels like you're also applying or being called to treat others how you want to be treated. So ask for permission before like sharing your thoughts. And it feels like other people need to be treating you like that too. So having those boundaries set so it doesn't confuse you, it doesn't like sway you away from what you're going. Stop and stare. It feels like there's moments where you need to like, okay, look at what you're doing, step back, analyze, and then proceed forward. Let's see what else this tells us with the present. Where are you in the present? Where are you being affected the most? So you're feeling like surges, maybe addiction. That's that devil energy, and memories. So it feels like your addiction it gets triggered from memories, and it feels like we have chase, escape, and seeking. So you could have like a runner and chaser dynamic with someone, perhaps like this lifestyle that you've had. It's been like that. You've been chasing someone, or you've been running away from true connection, because we also have the ring. So it feels like it reflects down to your business. It reflects down to your careers. If you've moved from place to place. How's your heart now? Yeah, you might be having a little work to do with your pride. Asking for permission, asking for help, birthing a new way to love. It feels like right now you're being, perhaps there's a little bit of stubbornness that you need to work through. You haven't made these changes, or yeah. And how will it be with the week ahead? How will the heart be a week ahead? I hope you guys are doing good. That's just too many. Okay, we're a little over for the career ahead. How will it be for a week ahead? Try again, new direction, and starting over. Birthing a new way to love. I feel like you will be starting over. That's really good news. That's a really good news. Okay. Now I'm going to see what else would come out. Any blind spots for career. Okay, so direction and routine. It feels like you're going to have a whole change, starting over from routine, ground up. In the career element, you're starting a new life, you're starting a new career. And that's confirmation for it. Let's see. The creator. I feel like you're called to create. If you're creative, this is 100% a confirmation. You're going to be making something out of whatever fuck all of energy and experience you just had, and just doing something with it. I'm going to pull out Law of Attraction card. All right, let's see. What's an affirmation for this week ahead? Alrighty. We have, I understand the rules of the game of life. Sunflowers, that's cute. 60. Now that I understand the rules of this game of eternal life, now that I understand the powerful law of attraction and deliberate creation, I can prepave segment by segment my life experience into becoming the allower I was born to be. For I was destined to a life of fulfillment and never-ending joy. That is so beautiful. That's that initiation. It feels like you went through something that it gave you more insight into yourself, into who you're going to become. Yeah, so I feel like right now, anything that would struggle you is being triggered by the old you. Okay, so just try to stay balanced and leveled. Create. I feel like the creating will help you stay afloat, stay focused. Okay, now let's move on to the sweet part, the romance. Well, okay, what's past, present, future? Past for the romance, for the viewer. Where was the viewer at? Two of Pentacles, some juggling, and then Three of Pentacles, like working with someone but being juggled perhaps, or juggling jobs, juggling people. Wow, juggling people. Wow, or being juggled. What's the present? Ace of Chalices. Oh my God, two. It's a mystery, but it's almost like it was hidden, like your hidden emotions. So right now it feels like you're tapping into your hidden emotions. Wow, that's so beautiful. I love this reading. And what's the future? Oh, oh, oh. Wow, two again. That is so crazy. It feels like one is coming out and then no, it's like two. The Hierophant and the Seven of Cups. Wow, so you're almost like we had the High Priestess. Now we have the Hierophant. So it's almost like you're gonna have to choose. You're gonna be deducing through the illusions. I feel like you're gonna have choices. The Hierophant is contracts. The Hierophant could also signify marriage, but ideally it's the masculine version of the High Priestess. So it's always also someone connected to the higher wisdom, is having that bond, that bond with your intuition, with the higher self, with the divine, being connected with the higher perspective and knowing what's yours and what's not. From that Seven of Chalices, it's almost like having choices, perhaps being overwhelmed. At the bottom we have Five of Cups, so there's like some type of lack, and Five of Swords. So it could be emotional and mental. Yeah, we see that. Huh. What's the challenge? I'm gonna pick a challenge for this one, okay? Leaving something behind. Yeah, the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. Leaving this behind. That's your biggest challenge right now. It feels like it would affect everything. It would benefit. It would just help it. Okay, what's the past? 2, 3. The juggling. The Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's being very passionate. Being tapped into this energy. It's like you're the creator, but you're also very like perhaps the lustful. With the chaser dynamics that you had. It's almost like a little lustful. You were just tapped into someone, maybe that double energy. It makes me a little like, ooh. And then we see the sunflowers again. What else about the past? The 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. No, it's too many, but interesting. Ace of Pentacles. What about the Ace of Pentacles? That's funny. This came out before. We see again the 7 of Cups. Who do you have this new start with? You were juggling. You were juggling, or you were being juggled. But you wanted to have this like stable beginning, and you were juggled. Someone tricked you. You were tricked. You didn't pick the right thing. So let's see the present, the world. Something had to end. It feels like that ended in the King of Cups. I feel like you ended up having to tap into your emotions. You could be a male watching this. Let me know who's my viewer. Who's my one viewer? Guys, it's so funny. Okay, so we got the Moon, the Ace of Chalices for the present. What is the present vibes right now? Priestess, the 7 of Wands. So you're being patient because your intuition is calling you to. It feels like you're taking a step back. We have your intuition, tapping into your emotional, working on yourself. It feels like right now you're working on yourself. You're looking under the veil. You've been initiated. Wow. Guys, how does it feel? Please, how does that feel to you? Does it feel dark? Yikes. I bet it's dark. 4 of Wands and the Wheel of Flow. Wow, you're gonna have a good, successful, like, if you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. Let's take a breather right now. Let's see. You're gonna be good. I just want you to know that. I feel that. I feel so at ease because I'm feeling this, like, the High Priestess. It came out twice. The Hierophant. Like, you're just this witchy person. This feminine, passionate, creative self that, like, wow. Okay, let's see the future. What's the outcome? OMG, this is a lot, but it's we have the Lovers down here. Oh, wow. 2 of this. So, yeah, from juggling to sorrow. 3 of Swords. 8 of Discs, working diligently, carefully. Queen of Discs, working and acting from a balanced place. And the Lovers. I feel like you're just about to step into your biggest star. You're stepping into your biggest, like, life-changing moment. And balance. Like, you're working very balanced. You're staying balanced. Ooh. Now I feel the energy. Wow, and the 10 of Cups. Balanced life. That's what you want. This week is very life-changing. It could drag out. Who knows? It could be a week, 2 weeks, who knows? But as of now, it's beautiful, guys. I wish I had the top version. I have to do it with the other card. This is lit. This is nice. You're having full faith. The Strength at the bottom. But it turned reverse. So this could be a challenge. You could be challenged. Wavering strength, right? Carrying too much. Yeah. Okay, let's put it back. Let's see. What's the outcome for this week ahead in regards of love for the viewer? The Hierophant. Wow, these are a lot. We got Page of Cups, that Messenger, working together on something, putting in the work with your the Queen of Wands. Oh my God, are you a guy? This is awkward. It's like me giving advice to a guy. It feels like that right now. But there's the Lion again. There's the Lioness energy. It could be like, you could be a girl too, but it's like you're working on becoming this person. And like, that's still your old self. This is the past and this is the future. This is who you're going to become, but you're embracing it now. Oh, wait. We have the Queen of Wands, but there is external conflict. There's still that bullshit energy, bro. Like, it keeps coming up in all the layers. It keeps coming up. It keeps being confirmed. You're being targeted externally, perhaps because of your past, perhaps because of this Queen of Wands energy. Like, someone could be jealous and it's going to be like causing external conflict, you know? And you could be focusing on that thing that you have to leave behind, the spill 3 cups. Like, perhaps you didn't fit in. Like, didn't we have the displacement card as well? Yeah, so perhaps you didn't fit in. But the Hierophant, it feels like that connection. It feels like that you're going to God now. I feel like you're just leaving that, like, God will handle it. You have complete faith. The start, you're connected. The Magician at the bottom. The Moon is like, I think this was what's hitting. These people didn't know that you were like a complete magician. Magical as fuck. Like, I feel like they didn't know this and they treated you like very poorly, and it hurts because you really cared. But Queen of Pentacles, but it feels like you're just gonna be good. Who's gonna care? Like, I don't know, King of Wands, you're gonna have your perfect match. someone that gets freaky with you. Oh my gosh. The Fool, that new beginning, baby. You're just gonna step into a new beginning, and it's gonna show in every area of your life. Personal, love, and career. New beginning. New beginning. Okay, let's see what the challenge is. Yeah. The challenge is that 9 of Swords. We have the 10 of Swords and the leaving it behind. But that, I feel like the challenge is perhaps external energies or your past. It could come from either or. So right now, just do yourself the favor. Wow, in the throat too. And cover yourself in white light. Okay, take a deep breath. And stretch a little. Reset your energy. Let's see the archetype. Wow, my throat almost. Yeah, I feel like someone could be sending you energy. It's just hate or something. The Stone. What does this mean? Don't close your heart, okay? I know you went through something tough, but don't close your heart right now. You could be in a very like Queen of Swords could be definitely that energy that makes you feel like you're closed off, or you might have to. You could play around with that energy where you're just like, okay, like knowing where to place the energies. Okay, the Stone, the Eternal, the Anchor, the Rock. Oh, I like that. Now I'm just gonna something different. It's almost like anchor yourself in faith. And that's also stubborn energy. Like it's almost like, who's gonna move me? So when light is a steadfast, loyal, committed, and present. So staying in the present completely. When dark, weighed down, holding back, and cold. So yeah, don't let it turn you cold. The Queen of Swords is such a cold personality. Tap into your emotions. It feels like you will be balanced. It feels like we saw like 2 Ace of Cups. So your emotions could be coming out a little bit. You're tapping into that right now. Presently, you're seeing the hidden things, or you're being called to look at the hidden emotions, hidden triggers, like why you're behaving a certain way. When it comes up, if you're in the present and it comes up, you can ask yourself, work with blue. I actually have a shop on Etsy, PURAVIDAMYSTIKA. You get 20% off, I believe. So the link is in the description if you're interested. And, I also have an evil eye, pearl, and black obsidian for protection and also for communication, and they both help actually. So it says, as an archetypal object, the stone holds psychic and literal weight. Its energy is one of permanence, concreteness, and reliability. The stone's ability to transform is nearly imperceptible to us, as it changes ever so slowly over countless human lifespans. Oh my god. This energy makes me so like, oh. I can just imagine, like, let's say as a woman, like having this fiery, this Queen of Wands energy, like, right? Like as a fiery woman, having this energy and then having to deal with this slow moving energy, like either in the connection, like, oh my gosh, like changing so slow. It's like, oh man, it makes me laugh. Okay, so it says a single stone may see thousands of generations come and go. Therefore, it contains an ancient and eternal presence. The stone is best used to anchor our wild side. Ooh, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. So no matter how far we roam, we can always find our way back. The stone tethers us to earth, helping to ground and connect us to stillness, quiet, and peace. When this card appears, it is likely the stone is remedy for what ails us. Oh. Humbly and easily unnoticed, the power of the stone balances the frenzy of our world. So this is what's going to help you throughout this big, crazy challenge of emotional fucking turmoil, because I felt the energy a little bit, like it gave me a little bit of anxiety. I'm not going to front. That's anxiety. 9 of Swords is anxiety. But it's being thrown at you is because you feel so much, and it could be making you feel like a little confused. So fuck that, whatever. Right now, just like breathe, stay grounded. I'm feeling it again. I'm telling you, you're being like 100%. Yeah, it's just to cause this like confusion and make you gamble like your happiness. It's like it's something external that doesn't want you to be happy, and it sucks. I wish I had another thing to be like, okay, who the fuck is this? I'm so sorry. But right now, you're again perseverance. Like you're persevering through this. You're having good fortune. You had the Wheel of Fortune that came out. Yin yang, like you're balanced and you're following your ambition. Like it's not overly ambition, but like you're having like a safe, like a healthy, not safe, but like a healthy ambition. Also, watch out for waste, debt, and gambling because it feels like that was your past, right? So watch out for that. Let's see how your heart will be at the end of this week. How will your heart be? You're being called to check out your influences, your peers, your third parties, attachments. It feels like that's gonna do a whole turnaround because you're self-reflecting and who you are and where it's coming from. You might be challenged with like bitterness and resentfulness. What's happening here? These are flipped. Oh, pain. You could feel afraid at certain times. There could be like, I think, okay, so right now it feels like, all right, so you just have to stay grounded. There might be stuff throughout these changes that like want to make you feel resentment. You might be feeling like you want to say like a thing or two, but I feel like if you use that into something creative, you probably could. Why not type it out? Like say something. I don't know, but it feels like you're the sage, so you know better. It feels like you need to be very present and careful about what you say to others, and just seek higher guidance. Go to God first, and be careful on what words you cast. Let's see, Spirit of the Wheel. Oh. Spiritual connection, completion, wisdom. The sage, we had the sage that came up. I feel like you've completed your lesson, this karmic whatever BS you just went through. You completed it. We had the 9 of Wands coming up multiple times. Let's see what advice is. What else comes up with this? Redefining your idea of God. So if right now you're having trouble connecting to the Hierophant, it feels like you're a high priestess, you're a Hierophant, like you're connected, but perhaps something else needs to be looked at there, because don't let it block your heart. We have the eye cleanse, cleansing yourself, covering yourself in white lights. Sea salt baths. Wow, you're being called for protection because shit is coming at you. I seriously, like, the fact that came out, like, that's so weird. We have let the wind soothe you to sleep. That means being in the present. If you go for a walk, if you have the windows open, just staying balanced, staying present, staying mindful. Burn the memories. This is a confirmation. The other one was memories as well. So do alchemy. You're the Queen of Wands. That fire, using that fire, the Magician. And at the bottom we have, you can't want a divine partner union because you will have it, right? But just know that like you can't have it yet while you're still acting like a karmic, like while you're still having this gambling expenses or spendthrifts, like while you're wasting things that come from addiction, basically. When you're behaving in a karmic level, if you're saying hurtful words and if you're just like still having third parties and juggling people, because I remember that came out. If you're being resentful, if you're, still having anger problems, if you don't know how to speak, control your speaking, like it's like you're not going to be able to really connect that when God gives it to you or recognize it when it's right in front of you. So it really matters on who your influences are. Find new influences and challenge that perspective. Take a look at the people you have around. Are they right? I know you've been living like that for a really long time. So challenge the perspective. Why not? Challenge the new perspective as well. My guides like it when I dance. So I feel like just spend time with yourself and the guides, your God. You asked for peace and harmony, so they got removed. This is a confirmation that like you did the right thing by moving away. If they treated you a certain way, if they, made you feel forgotten, if you just had to feel like you had to like fight and prove yourself and explain yourself and all this stuff, it's like, you're not, I know the stone came out, but that's just grounding, but you're not made out of stone. And we're going to do a journal entry to see what comes up. Well, we have to pick one. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so if you pick this one, clarity is ... So just write in a paper, clarity is, and then fill it out. And then if you pick this one, it says, wow, resilience. That came up again. Resilience is. So I hope this helps you get started on that writing, that creative transmutation. And let's see what a confirmation that would embody and help you throughout this whole week. What color chakra? That was fast. The crown chakra, connecting to the higher knowledge, the higher realms. I know I am a part of the source and my life is guided by the divine wisdom. This is so cute. This is your reading for this week. Let's do a word that would anchor you or anchor this message to you. Division, soul, sight, future. Check your vision, check yourself, clear your vision. Wow. I love this. I don't know what else to ask. The challenges are still energies, transmuting that energy. It still feels like it's coming from external, so find ways to protect yourself. Find ways to transmute that. You've been initiated in this journey. Whether you like it or not, you're going to go through like this very dark space, or you already went through it, or you're currently in it. But move the energy, dance, like just try to focus in the present. Try to make the changes of addiction, things that like connected you to that karmic connection, connected you to that job that was toxic. What was it that attracted you there? Because in a way they kind of reflect you. Okay, so if you think someone is bitter, it's like, okay, there's parts of you that are still arrogant, that still have anger inside, and anger is your heart. And we have anger, resentment, and God. Redefining your idea of God, that's the heart chakra. Okay, we have 2, 3 of swords that came up. So your heart right now needs a little mending, a little more mending. So work on your clarity. Higher perspective will always give you better clarity. Tapping into the divine, praying, listening to the nature, spending time in nature, working with, with your energy, controlling it, embracing it, and giving space for each emotion. It's okay to be angry, but it's not okay to unleash it on someone who's completely innocent or whatever. Just take a step back before taking those actions. Like we had the 4 of swords. It's like, okay, meditating before, not completely like, oh, I'm going to go into meditation. No, but it's almost like taking a pause, breathing, being very analytical about like the behaviors that you're going to be doing. Every action matters. It causes a ripple effect. With that stone, you throw a pebble, it's going to change everything. It causes a ripple effect. Okay. So how you act from now on, now that you're aware, it's like you can't go back. You can't go back to ignorant. Like, I'm sorry. It sucks. It sucks. It was really nice when you was once a karmic. It was nice when you didn't know the consequences of your actions. It was nice, but now it is like, okay, now your vision changed. Now your soul vision came through. Your sight changed. Welcome to the other side. All right. Oh, I have another one. Yes, this one is beautiful. This is the perfect one to end it. Okay, let's see. From the ancient Egyptian oracle cards. Ooh, I like this one. Let's see. Anubis. Oh, I love Anubis. I love this confirmation too. Anubis's transformation guidance. Oh my God, look at this cute Sphinx cat. See? I don't know. Anyway, it says, embrace your personal transformation. Identify areas where you wish to grow. Oh, to grow. I thought he said crow. I'm sorry. I have a crow channel, so. That's also in the link, by the way, in the description. Actually, but it's not the link. Anyway, you can look it up. 18 Crow Tarot. Okay, so it says, identifies the areas where you wish to grow and set clear intentions for change. Take actionable steps towards self-improvement and personal development. That's beautiful. Okay, I'll leave it here. I hope you like it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next week. Bye. Love you, my loves. Oh.